YouTube, what's going on? YouTube, what is going on? What is happening, man? Of course, it's your guy, one more time, DEDRICKHJR, and I'm back with another fragrance video. All right, smell good, family. Hopefully everyone is doing well, doing great, doing fantastic. Positive energy, positive vibes. Y'all know how we rock out here on this channel, man. Positive vibes only. No negativity whatsoever will be tolerated on this channel. Constructive criticism. I don't know what's up with me flipping over that. But constructive criticism is welcome about the topic at hand. But negativity, we will not deal with that at all. All right. So today we're back with the tag video. I haven't done a tag video in quite some time, and honestly, I enjoy them. At one point in time, I was doing a tag video probably maybe like once a week. But that since calmed down, but I was very happy to see, and I almost missed it. I don't know how. Sometimes YouTube will let you know your notifications or whatever, but that's besides the point. But I gotta shout out my guy, Kerry Jermaine Wooten, all right? He has a YouTube channel, talking fragrances, obviously. And he has some really good content, man. I've been watching Kerry for quite some time. So he put out a tag video, fragrances that he just no longer loves. And of course, I think if you're a collector and an enthusiast, at a stage where you have over, let's say, well, over 30 fragrances, more than likely you're going to be driving the car down to 100 fragrances real soon. With my collection, I have a couple hundred fragrances, and over time you do find things that you just no longer gravitate towards. I'm not going to say any of these are bad fragrances, because they're not, but my time with them has most likely come to an end with wearing them on a consistent basis. So I'm at the point now where I'm gifting a lot of fragrances to people who appreciate them and people who could wear them and get enjoyment and possibly become the greatest thing that they've ever experienced. That's what I hope. But these 5 right here, they're going to be finding a new home soon, or I might keep them around for content purposes. But there's a reason why I don't talk about them that much, because the connection isn't just that strong, and I don't want to recommend anything that I'm truly not wearing or giving love in my day-to-day wear. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into it. I'll tag a couple channels at the end of this video to see if we can keep the tag rolling. So shout out to Kerry for sure. All right. So up first from the house of Jimmy Choo. All right, we have Jimmy Choo Man Blue. Jimmy Choo Man Blue. When I first got this fragrance in, I liked it. I was cool on it. I'm still in, actually, really big on the original EDT. I still wear that fragrance, and most times I'm wearing it, you know, when I'm chilling around the house. I even wear it to the gym as well. Kind of like fruit punch and leather combo. I think it's really, really good. But this one, there's a note of ambergris in here, cypress in here, and I think the collision of the two with the leather and the fruitiness, it just has turned into something that's like a no-go for me. It's not that I can't stand the smell of it. It doesn't smell bad, but I don't want to smell this all day. I don't want to smell this all day. And again, I'm not downing the fragrance. I've just come to a point where there have been other things that I have acquired, other things that I would much rather wear than this. And I know a lot of you probably watching have a lot of love for blue, but for me, the time has come where it is time for this to quite possibly find a new home. You know, it just doesn't work for me. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see through the translucent glass here, but I wore a good bit of it. It's like a quarter of the way gone, so I got a good wear. But the more you smell, the more you experience, just that time eventually comes where certain things just don't rock the same. All right, so, and this is one of them from the house of Jimmy Choo. We have Jimmy Choo Man Blue. Jimmy Choo Man Blue. Time has come to an end here. All right, up next. Now, I have tried to love this fragrance because the line is one of the legendary lines and very frequent in the community. But this one right here, we never really got along like that. And I tried. I've worn it several times to get a feel for it, but it just wasn't meant to be. From the house of Mont Blanc, we have Mont Blanc Legend Night. The story behind this one, I got this in my local Marshalls for $29.99, and I was really excited because I've had different versions of the Mont Blanc Legend series. But this one in particular, the apple and violet leaf kind of combination, and the lack of oomph to this one. Usually when you have notes like cardamom and you know, spicier tones, they would come out at some point in time, and it just never did come out on my skin. And then as it starts to dry down, that violet leaf really kind of takes center stage, or violet takes center stage, and it just didn't mix well. And like I said, I've worn this literally a handful of times. I don't give up on the fragrance with the first wear not working out. I sit with it, see if my nose changes. I'll even let it stay in the dark for a while and then revisit it. And that's what I did with this fragrance, but it just wasn't meant to be. And I've heard a lot of praise for this fragrance, and rightfully so. So I'm sure somebody out there is going to love a bottle, soup. I think it's probably about 80% left of this bottle of Mont Blanc Legend Nights, but it's just not for me anymore. Again, not down in the fragrance, but it's just not meant for us to be together. But from the house of Mont Blanc, we have Mont Blanc Legend Night. Mont Blanc Legend Night. The bottle's nice. I like that translucent brown theme here. All right, up next, I love the note of leather. I really do, and I got really excited to get my hands on this. I found it in a rack store in my local Burlington. Got it for $30, $29.99. And I was excited to get it in and really experience it. And it fooled me because the opening of this is really, really nice. But then we get into the mid and the dry down, whew, things really changed and turned for not the better for me personally. From the house of Calvin Klein, we went with, we're talking about Calvin Klein Defy, the EDP. Now, Calvin Klein Defy the EDT is a take on, I think YSLY and kind of like that Invictus type vibe. And this one is more of a leather-based fragrance. So you get this orangey, citrusy opening up top, which I like. It's like an orange spice feel in the opening of this fragrance. And as the dry down starts to arrive, the leather really creeps in, and it gets stronger. And it gets stronger, and it gets stronger. It's the type of leather where it's that cowboy boot leather, that freshly made leather belt that's built for it tough, and you can smell. It almost has a stench to it. Yes, I said that, a stench to it. But it's quality stuff for the everyday wear in the world, but not for me with this fragrance. And that's what the leather does. It continues to really be the only thing that stands out. There's no blend. The blend doesn't hold up very well on my skin. Now, I have heard that some older gentlemen that are into fragrance, they prefer this. And I'm trying to find one man specifically to give this bottle to him because I decanted this bottle because he heard of it. I decanted him some out of the bottle and he really liked it. But I haven't been able to get in contact with him in quite some time. But the moment that I see him again, or the moment that we speak again, he's going to get this bottle because he's the only one that I've really heard that really enjoys it. So again, not a bad fragrance. Like I said, the opening I really like, but the leather in here, it takes a turn that I'm just not trying to rock with like that anymore. So again, not a bad fragrance, but it's just not for me, and it's not meant for us to be. So from the house of Calvin Klein, we have Calvin Klein Defy. We just can't work, bro. We just can't work it out. Can't work it out for sure. All right. Up next, we're gonna go the clone route, the Middle Eastern route, and from day one, the power of this fragrance was apparent. And I've had this for a couple of years now, and it's even gotten stronger, and to the point that the last time that I that I wore it to try to get a better feel for it, it turned my stomach. Not because it smelled bad, because it was way too strong, and I only sprayed 2 sprays. Let's talk about it. From the house of Latafa, Body Al Oud for Glory. Oud for Glory. Now, I know some of you out there love this stuff. and it's coming from a DNA from Oud for Greatness by Initio, which is really good. But this is strong. It's amped up times 10. All my beast mode lovers, all my beast mode champions out there, you don't care what it is. You want something to last you 36 straight months and project 100 yards like a football field? Here you go. It's just too strong. It's just too strong. Now here's the thing. If I spray it in the air, like far away, it smells pleasant because the sillage and the projection and the fragrance is far ahead of me. But spraying it anywhere here or anywhere here is just rapid. It's nonstop, and I just can't deal with it. I have found a great replacement for this fragrance, and that is from Afnan's Supremacy in Oud, which is way better quality than this. It's much more smoother, and I can wear it more. I have worn it more. It's just better to me. But if you want beast mode and you have no concern about human life or anything that has breath or life, living creatures or figures or whatever, you want to do the damage, here you go. Not dissing the fragrance, it's just way too strong, and it's got to go, and it's going to go. It's that bad. Yes, I'm not even going to review this anymore. Like, I'm not. I'm going to go the Afnan Supremacy in Oud. I'm going to talk about the original Oud for Greatness from Initio. That's just where I am with it. And I was excited to get it because I love Sublime. I love Amethyst. Honor and Glory is pretty decent. But this right here is, whew, Lord. From the House of Lattafa, we have Bade Al Oud for Glory. It's just not meant for us to be. Beautiful bottle, love the scheme. I think they do a great job with these from Lattafa, but All right, up next and last but not least. This is kind of a hard one for me because this is my first introduction to the Parfums de Marly wave that hit my collection after I experienced this. Let's talk about it. From the house of our Moth, we are talking about our Moth Looks, I believe, our Moth Looks. And this is a direct inspired by fragrance from Parfums de Marly Pegasus, the original. So I came across this in a local boutique here in my city, here in Jacksonville. And I went in and I was smelling some fragrances and he had this. So I sprayed it on a tester and I was blown away by it. I had never smelled anything like it before. And this was 2.5 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, before I really took into Parfums de Marly. And me and him was talking and he told me, and he said, yeah, it's a spin on the Parfums de Marly. Now at that time, I'm like, a what? And he told me it was after a Pegasus and told me where I could go smell Pegasus compared to this. So that's what I did. I went to my local Nordstrom's, I smelled Pegasus, and I had the tester in my hand from maybe a couple of hours ago from him. And I said, wow, these are very, very similar. Long story short, what did I do? I purchased the clone, right? Got the clone in, wore the clone, and I thought it was really, really good. But over time, as I smelled more quality things and I've got my nose on things, this has just become too sweet. The almond vanilla combo in here is alarmingly synthetic compared to smelling the original Pegasus. I know a lot of y'all know what I mean by that. Am I saying I'm too good for this fragrance? Am I saying anything bad? No, I'm not. My nose has changed just with experiencing different things and more high quality things. And the more high quality thing turned into Pegasus Exclusive, which is my favorite from the house. So in comparison with Exclusive to this, it's just a no-brainer that it's time for me to move on and give this away. So maybe in the future giveaways or something like that, because a handful of people have asked me about this fragrance, and it does come with this leather belt thing, but I took it off because it was a crazy to try to hold and talk about when I was reviewing this on a more regular basis a couple of years ago. Very good fragrance. Synthetic is all out. It's macerated quite a bit over time, and 2 sprays is going to last you 24 months. 24 months with this fragrance. So but it's just not for me anymore, and I know this is going to make you know, a good home somewhere for somebody who's just not into the conversation of niche and designer and inspired by. Somebody out there just doesn't care. they rather spend the 20 bucks on this than the $300-400 for the Parfums de Marly. I get it. But over time, as I've turned into an enthusiast and a fragrance reviewer and experiencing thousands of fragrances of different qualities at this point, this is just an example of, I had my time with this, it was good while it lasted, but it is time for me to move on. That's pretty much what I'm saying. But it's good stuff, very affordable. All you beast mode lovers, here you go again. From the house of our Moth, we're talking about our Moth Looks. Our Moth Looks, Parfums de Marly Pegasus Clone. All right, so that's going to wrap up. That's going to wrap up the fragrances that I just don't love anymore. And like I said, you don't see me talk about these for a reason, because I just don't have the connection with them like that. Even though I could recommend them, you know, to you guys, but I don't know if I don't have a connection with it or really have nothing good to say in the breakdown of the fragrance. I'm just not gonna bring it your guys' way. So that's why you don't see these fragrances on my channel like that. So they're gonna find a new home. We'll do some giveaways. Some of you may inquire watching this video that you might be interested in these fragrances. Let me know, and we can go from there. All right. So before we wrap up, I want to shout Carrie out one more time. I'm gonna have his information down below in the description. Y'all check out his content. He is very smooth with his content. Has some great conversations throughout his videos. Some good lists. Some good poignant points about certain fragrances and certain themes. And shout out to Carrie for sure for tagging me in this video. And I enjoy tag videos, and you know, they work out for sure. They work out for me. I really like doing them. So I'm gonna tag a couple channels. All right, I'm going to tag Selly Knows It All. You're up, my guy. I'm also going to tag Fragrance Fraternity. You're up as well. And I'm going to tag Tazo the reviewer. I'm going to tag those three guys. I've never tagged them before. Great channels, great content from these three gentlemen, and I'm sure they have some things in their collection that just ain't hitting no more, or maybe they don't, so we'll see. So I'm gonna tag those three. Let's see what you got. Let's keep Carrie's tag going and see where they can go. All right, so hopefully y'all enjoyed today's video. I appreciate all the love and support as always. Y'all know what it is, baby. Splack it up, splack it down, splack it that thing all around. And remember, what you put out into this world is exactly where you're going to get back. All right, y'all be cool, be safe, take care of yourselves. Splacker, Carrie, appreciate you, bro.